world of exploration, history often favored tales of courageous men conquering uncharted territories, leaving behind countless stories of equally brave women whose groundbreaking contributions were buried in the footnotes. Yet their achievements laid essential foundations for science, culture, and geography. Today, we're going to bring their remarkable stories to light. Imagine stepping into the world of the 18th century, a time when knowledge of the natural world was limited and few dared to traverse the globe. Jeanne Barré grew up in rural France. She learned about plants and their uses from local traditions. Her expertise in botany was extraordinary, yet opportunities for women to contribute to science were virtually non-existent. In a desperate act of defiance, Barré disguised herself as a man to join Louis-Antoine de Bougainville's global voyage in 1766. She began working as an assistant to renowned botanist Philibert Comesson. Together, they collected over 6,000 plant specimens from places like South America and the Indian Ocean, many of which had never been cataloged by European scientists. Among these was the bougainvillea, a flowering vine that is now famous worldwide. Despite her extraordinary contributions, Barré was unmasked and humiliated in Tahiti, yet she persevered and became the first woman known to circumnavigate the globe. Her legacy, however, was hidden in obscurity until historians revisited her story in the 21st century. Fast forward nearly 2 centuries to another groundbreaking explorer, Louise Arnold Boyd. Born into wealth in San Francisco in 1887, Boyd could have led a life of luxury. Instead, she chose the icy wilderness of the Arctic. At a time when women were expected to play a domestic role, Boyd funded and led 7 Arctic expeditions between 1926 and 1955, meticulously mapping over 35,000 square miles, or 90,650 square kilometers, of the Greenland coast. Her photographs and cartography were critical resources for the U.S. military during World War II. It helped aid in strategic planning. In 1955, Boyd became the first woman to fly over the North Pole, achieving this feat at the age of 68 years old. Despite her unparalleled contributions, she was never celebrated with the same fanfare as her male counterparts. Her story, like that of Barré, serves as a reminder of the quiet yet transformative impact of female explorers. Another trailblazer who defied societal expectations was Harriet Chalmers Adams. Born in Stockton, California in 1875, Adams journeyed over 100,000 miles. That's 160,934 kilometers, straight through the Andes, the Amazon, and remote regions of Asia and the South Pacific. She published vivid and culturally respectful accounts in National Geographic, captivating a world eager to learn about lands that they could only imagine. Her images and stories, they were instrumental in shaping how Western readers viewed these regions. Yet even with such monumental achievements, Adams' legacy was overshadowed by male adventurers. Despite her being one of the few women to ever be invited to speak at the Royal Geographical Society in London, her story adds to the larger narrative here. And then there's Delia Akeley. She stands out as yet another explorer who faced the unknown head-on. Born in 1869 in Wisconsin, she began her expeditions alongside her husband, famed taxidermist Carl Akeley. After their divorce, she made a name for herself by trekking solo through the Congo Basin in the 1920s. Her ethnographic work with the Pygmy tribes of the region provided the Western world with rare insights, capturing cultural practices that had never been documented. Enduring the perilous African jungle, she survived venomous snake bites and navigated dense, treacherous terrain, all while meticulously documenting her observations. Despite her significant contributions to anthropology and exploration, Delia's work was often credited to her ex-husband, and that became a reality that underscored her place in history until now. Then we move underwater to honor Frost, whose pioneering work in the 20th century opened new realms of discovery. She was born in Cyprus in 1917. She had a very unconventional path. She began her career in art and theater, and then her life took a drastic turn when she discovered scuba diving, a relatively new and dangerous pursuit at the time. Frost merged her artistic eye with archaeology to transform underwater excavation into a respected field of study. She led the exploration of ancient shipwrecks in the Mediterranean, notably the Punic warship of Marsala. And this information provided crucial insights about Phoenician seafaring. Her meticulous mapping of submerged harbors like those of Alexandria and Byblos, they set new scientific standards. Yet like her predecessors, Frost's achievements went largely uncelebrated by academic circles. These women, bound by their pioneering spirit, braved immense physical and mental challenges, from Arctic winds to the Amazon's heat and the Mediterranean's depths, not for fame, but to advance humanity and human knowledge. And despite societal constraints and limited recognition in their lifetime, their legacies now endure. These are Interesting Things with JC.